Okay, so we split the year up into 3 meditation practices that we teach, at least at sort of introductory kind of level within Triratna Buddhist community, which are the mindfulness of breathing, metta bhavana, and something that's called just sitting. So at the moment we're in the phase of exploring this practice, the mindfulness of breathing, which is, well, it's a very old meditation practice, and I'm pretty sure it predated the Buddha, so it could be 3,000 years old. But it is meditation practice that the Buddha was particularly keen on. It said it's what he was doing when he became enlightened, was the mindfulness of breathing, so there's always hope. So, yes, what is the mindfulness of breathing and what does it do? So it's quite interesting. You get a lot of figures, Buddhist statues like this one. And I mean, one of the things that I notice when I look at them is that the Buddha is always sitting in this, very, very stable kind of posture. And although it's very stable and it's very strong, at the same time, there's something very delicate. Usually there's a delicate smile on his face, and he's very serene. So the figure, in a way, is a representation in a statue or a painting of qualities of the Buddha or the Buddha's experience. And one way we could talk about this is in terms of integration. So you could say that the Buddha is an integrated being. What do we mean by that? Integrated being. So what gets integrated? Well, I don't know about you, but I mean, I've often experienced myself as not integrated or dissipated. We have these psycho-physical, mental, energetic, bodily experience that's going on all the time. And sometimes it can feel that is not very kind of together. But in the Buddha, it is very together. In some ways, I think the Buddha, as a historic personality, particularly exemplified this quality of integration. It seems, that he was, he had tremendous kind of gifts and qualities. Apparently, his physique, he was very strong, very healthy. He learned meditation very quickly and very easily. And he also had, incredible sort of mental clarity as well, which comes from the Buddhist teachings. So it's like he'd integrated all the different aspects of himself. So this is what the mindfulness of breathing, or any mindfulness-based meditation, or any meditation, but particularly mindfulness-based meditation, can help us to do. And the Buddha outlines, in quite a lot of detail, actually, this path into integration through meditation, and that's what we've been exploring. And one of the things I think is noticeable about figures of the Buddha is that there's a great sense that he really inhabits his body. And this tells us something about the nature of his experience, that he is a very embodied being and a very grounded being. And you often see the Buddha sitting in a posture where he's got one hand reaching down to touch the earth, which is just a very, very grounding kind of posture. It's like he's really in touch with the earth. So whatever realm he might be sort of traveling in, mentally, spiritually, he's very in touch with the earth. So I would say the basis of all mindfulness practice is that groundedness, and that comes to us principally, in our direct experience through the body and awareness of the body. So I thought we'd start today by just doing some of that grounding. And we're going to do it not sitting, but we're going to do it lying down. So I'll lead us into that. Part of that is also about deep relaxation. So an absorbed mind, a concentrated mind, is a relaxed mind. It can't be any other way. So we'll also be doing a relaxation and a grounding at the same time by lying in what's called a semi-supine posture, and we'll be going into our bodies and particularly their contact with the earth. So if you want to set up for that, just so that you know what you have your knees together, your feet sort of shoulder width apart. Best to put something underneath your head, a cushion. And also you might want to put some flat mats underneath you, just to soften your spine. So yeah, ground over the guys. Might want to get a blanket over you as well. So, yeah, the knees up, the legs just about sort of shoulder arc or whatever feels comfortable. And just, you need to have your legs straight if that feels okay. I usually let mine just touch. Don't worry if you fall asleep. It's probably what you need to do if that happens. And don't worry about if anybody else falls asleep. So, one thing is that we, in our perhaps not so integrated state, we spend a lot of time in our heads. And in some ways, the body can be a bit alien to us. So by the body, in the context of meditation, what are we talking about? Well, what we have, when we close our eyes is awareness, which is already present. And part of what exists within that awareness, particularly if we choose to focus on it, is an awareness of the sensate experience of the body. So just noticing that I have a body, it's producing sensations. So what sensations can I notice? So it's as if we can unhook our attention, our awareness, from where it normally resides, which is with the thinking mind, and come down into the direct physical sensate experience of the body. And it seems, on the meditative journey, this direct coming to the body can straight away alleviate a lot of our mental struggle and anxiety. And this is why it can be, or even is, part of that path to integration of our whole being. So we're going to go into the body and going to be trying to go into the body in a lot of detail. Detail that may not be very apparent to us to start with, because we're perhaps not used to spending a lot of time in awareness of our bodies. The body can feel sometimes a bit like a dark field. But if we spend time with it, it's as though our eyes adjust to the dark field of the body and shapes start to emerge out of the darkness. In this case, shapes are bodily sensations. So in this position, we can just allow the body to be completely relaxed. Just allow it to sink down through the floor. And noticing the points of contact of the body with the ground. So there's the 2 feet. There's the back of the pelvis. Maybe that most of the back is in contact with the floor, but you may notice particular points of pressure, perhaps between the shoulder blades, the shoulders themselves. Noticing, seeing, feeling into those points of contact. There's the two elbows. They're in contact with the floor. And there's the back of the head. Really feeling the contact with the ground. Really feeling the ground, the earth supporting our weight. Having a sense that we can just completely let go and rely on the earth to support us. Feeling all the solidity within our experience. All the quality of ground, of earth, of stability. Allowing the body to be completely at ease, completely at rest, still, relaxed, and still. And going down to the feet. Aware in the feet, of the sensations. And being aware of our toes. Can we feel all of the toes, big toes, right down to the small toes? Staying focused with the toes, just allowing the sensations, the shapes as it were, to emerge out of that dark awareness that may be the toes. And then going further, taking the big toe, seeing if we can experience the nails of the big toe. What is there emerging out of the darkness? Where the big toe is. Can we feel the bones of the big toe? Can we feel the joints of the bones of the big toe? the small joint towards the end. The larger joint at the base of the big toe. Can we feel the bones in the other toes? So we may be able to create a mental picture of the toes of the foot. Going beyond that mental picture, trying to find the actual sensations that correspond to that mental image of the foot, of the toes. So it doesn't matter whether we can feel the toes distinctly. What matters is reaching into that space. Coming to the balls of the feet, that pad where the foot touches the ground at the front, that soft pad, fleshy pad. Again, there may be a mental picture, trying to find the direct physical correspondence to that. Notice how the direct physical correspondence may be different from the mental picture, not as clear, maybe more nebulous. Noticing any small movements within the foot. Noticing the heel of the foot. Going from the mental picture to the direct sensations, noticing how they are different. Noticing any sensations associated with pressure or tension in the heel of the foot. Allowing more things to emerge out of the dark awareness. New sensations. Imagine having walked out of a dark room, out of a bright room, into the dark outside. night. To start with, you can see nothing. As we stay with the darkness, and we adjust to the darkness, more and more can emerge out of that darkness. So we're not forcing our attention, just allowing whatever is there to emerge into awareness. So we can stay with the feet, with the sensations of the body. Or if we prefer, becoming aware of the breathing. Aware of the breathing in this lying down position. But becoming aware of the breath in the same way as we became aware of the feet. So allowing sensations associated with breathing to emerge out of the darkness, dark awareness. So you may notice the rise and fall of the chest. The rise and fall of the abdomen. But not staying with the mental picture of the breath, but finding the direct physical experience that corresponds to that mental picture. Allowing the sensations of breathing to emerge into awareness. Allowing awareness, attention to merge with those sensations. This is all there is, all there needs to be in this moment. Just awareness and the sensations. Gently coming out of meditation. In mind, we might have gone into quite a deep and relaxed state. Be careful when you get up, so it's best to roll over onto one side first. Just spend a few moments there. Pushing up from that position on that side to the upright. Coming back onto our knees. So a bit different. We don't normally take lying down, but quite good to experiment with these, being aware in different positions with the body.